Now, God's been plowing the field to establish his kingdom here upon the earth. We go back to Europe in days gone by, and one of the things he did was the Gutenberg press. I mean, we have to have the Bible in the hands of many people. Many things happened to restore the gospel of Jesus Christ. William Tyndale had to translate it into English. It cost him his life. Martin Luther had to discover that there's some fallacies in the church, and he broke away from the church. He tried to reform the church, but they wouldn't have anything to do with that. He fathered the Protestant movement. People began to think for themselves. They began to reason. And these thinking, reasoning people were arguing with each other. They weren't getting along well. And about that time, we have an explorer find a new country. Well, guess what? These people that were having trouble at home decide, let's go off to this new country, and we can worship God the way we want to. And so they did. That was the pilgrims that came over here when this country was first peopled with white people. Well, and then he blessed this land with our founding fathers, who set up a government specifically that assured us the freedom of religion, among other things. So God was plowing the field and preparing for a crop. Well, guess who else is plowing a field and preparing for a crop? It's Lucifer. He started about the same time plowing his field and preparing for a crop. Now Lucifer says he's going to take the treasures of the earth and he's going to buy up armies and navies, take gold and silver and buy up armies and navies, and basically raise hell on earth, destroy things, and cause all kinds of trouble. Now, we said that there is a church of Jesus Christ, there's a church of the devil. Does Lucifer have a church here upon this earth? Does he have a priesthood? Well, yes, he does. And he's been working, laying the foundation of his church and his priesthood for many years, just like God has been working to lay down the foundation for the restoration of the Church of Jesus Christ. Lucifer has been working very well for a long time and is very successful in laying the foundation for the Great and Abominable Church of the devil. Now, one of the things that we know about Lucifer is his followers wear an apron that's an emblem of his power and priesthoods. In 1776, which is an interesting date here in America, but also it's very interesting in the establishment of the Great and Abominable Church of the Devil. There's a fellow by the name of Adam Weishaupt. And Adam Weishaupt, to me, is Lucifer's equivalent to Joseph Smith. He's using Adam Weishaupt to lay down the foundations for his church and the actions they're going to take. Let's quote Weishaupt. This is in Occult Theocracy, pages 220, 221. Yes, Lucifer is God. The true and philosophic religion is the belief in Lucifer. Lucifer, God of light, God of good, is struggling for humanity against Adonai, the God of darkness and evil. See, Lucifer has his prophets here upon the earth too. Here's General Albert Pike, Civil War general. That which we must say to the crowd is we worship a God. But it's the God that one adores without superstition. To you, sovereign general, inspectors general, we say that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be, by all of us initiates in the higher degree, maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Adonai, Jesus, culminate, spread false and harmful statements about him? Yes, Lucifer is God. Okay, Lucifer has his church here upon the earth. He has his priesthoods. He has his prophets. And, I think he's actually convinced them that he is the good guy. Now let me read a bit of information that I've found on the internet when I Googled Adam Weishaupt and the New World Order. Here we go. The modern roots for the New World Order go back to just before the time of our Declaration of Independence and stems from a secret Luciferian society established May 1, 1776. The Order of the Illuminati is man's genesis in his quest for total world rule by a select group of enlightened ones, rooted in satanic worship. The Illuminati stated agenda includes, number 1, the destruction of Christianity. Number 2, the abolition of private property. Number 3, the abolishment of inheritance. Number 4, the breakup of the family unit. Number 5, the destruction of patriotism. Number 6, the abolition of all national governments. Number 7, the creation of a one world government. Okay, now who started all of this? It was our beloved friend Adam Weishaupt. And who is Adam? Well, he's Lucifer's prophet, and we're going to lay a little foundation under that. Here's a statement by Adam as he starts this movement. Do you realize sufficiently what it means to rule? To rule in a secret society, not only over the lesser or more important of the population, but over the best men, over men of all rank, nation, and religion, to rule without external force, to unite them indissolubly, to breathe one spirit or soul into them, men distributed over all parts of the world. We are convinced that the order will rule the world. Every member, therefore, becomes a ruler. We all think of ourselves as qualified to rule. It is therefore an alluring thought, both to good and bad men. Therefore, the order will spread. And spread it has. Luciferian ideals of Illuminism have been fostered down through the decades through like-minded organizations such as the Committee of 300, the Cobden Club, the Club of Rome, the Bilderbergers, Yale Skull and Bones Fraternity, the Royal Institute of International Affairs, Freemasonry, and others. Few have heard of any such organizations, and for good reason. Like the Illuminati, they are secret societies. Membership mandates swearing an oath of secrecy, the violation of which is a death sentence. The secrecy is for good reason, because in every case, the ultimate objectives are treasonous in nature. Out of the philosophies of these elite secret societies have risen new bodies with similar objectives, bodies which are not sworn to secrecy and therefore not quite as difficult to research. Briefly examined are the United Nations, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission. These are but a representative samplings of the One World Order crowd. But here's the President Bush Jr. And look at the people that surround him. Look at the people that surround him. They're all wearing aprons. They're all wearing aprons. And what's the apron a symbol of? A symbol of my power and my priesthoods. So here you see Babylon, the great and abominable church of the devil, leading people astray. Now, the average person in these organizations don't have any idea what's going on. Here's a statement made in the book Morals and Dogma, page 103 and 105. Truth is not for those who are unworthy or unable to receive it, or would pervert it. Truth becomes deadly to those who are not strong enough to contemplate it in its brilliance. The truth must be kept secret to the masses, and the masses need a teaching proportionate to their imperfect reasoning. What's he saying here? He's saying, well, you peons down here, you do-gooders that have joined the club, you want to be part of our movement because we have power and influence, but we're not going to tell you what we're really up to. And yeah, there are hundreds, there are thousands of people on a lower level in these organizations don't have a clue who's really directing their efforts. And the Masonic Oath, they promote each other. They do. If you're in a business relationship, they will strive to promote each other over somebody that's not in the group. They protect each other. They're sworn. Certain levels in the order, they're sworn. If you're a judge, you're going to defend this person, even if you know he's guilty, even in situations involving fraud or murder. They'll cover for each other, even in cases involving fraud and murder. Now, what does the Lord have to say about this? We're going to go to Ether 8 and 16. And they were kept up by the power of the devil to administer these oaths unto the people, to keep them in darkness, to help such as sought power, to gain power, and to murder. Okay, these people are gaining power through taking of life. Nothing stands in their road to accomplish that which they're striving to do. Let's take some quotes from a few other kind of famous people in the history of America. Felix Frankfurter, he was a U.S. Supreme Court Justice, had this to say: "The real rulers in Washington are invisible and exercise power from behind the scenes." John F. Hayden, mayor of New York from 1918 to 1925, states, "The real menace of our republic is the invisible government, Babylon, which like a giant octopus sprawls its slimy legs over our cities, states, and nations." Zbigniew Brzezinski, National Security Advisor for Carter and 4 other presidents, states in his book, Between Two Ages, the technotonic era involves the gradual appearance of a more controlled society. Such a society would be dominated by the elite and unrestrained by traditional values. Peter Hoagland, Nebraska state senator, stated on radio in 1983, "Fundamental Bible-believing people don't have the right to indoctrinate their children in their religious beliefs because we, the state, are preparing them for the year when America will be part of a one-world global society and their children will not fit in." What are these men talking about? They're talking about the New World Order. On February 1, 1992, President George Herbert Walker Bush stated, "My vision of a new world order foresees a UN with a revolutionized peacekeeping function. It's a sacred principle enshrined in the UN Charter to which we henceforth pledge our allegiance." Isn't it interesting, the people that have been in high positions, the things that they have done to lay the foundation for Satan's program of a new world order taken over?